Hello, I finally found what I'm looking for. Lippert, LCI, has been out of stock on these things for like the last year. I was in a small RV dealership in Wilkesboro, North Carolina this morning to get a propane fill. And he had 4 of these on the shelf. So as you can see, we've been jury rigging our step stabilizer with some wood blocks and some Camco plastic Legos to try to hold it all together and stabilize the stairs as we enter and exit the trailer. So we've been full-time now for 3 months in our 2022 Outdoors RV, 21 RBS Creekside, and it's been great. These are built like a tank. The 4-season claim is actual. The heat is retained. The air conditioning is awesome. We've had a couple minor issues. People doing people things during the manufacturing process. Nothing we couldn't overcome easily on the road. So where we are now is just tricking it out with all the cool things to have. And one of the things that I've been looking for is the Lippert solid stance step stabilizer. And like I said, that Lippert had been out of stock on them for the better part of the last year. And they just recently, like July, August of 2022, started making them again, but trying to find them they were scarce as hen's teeth. And like I said, I just happened to be in this small dealership in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, and he had 4 of them on the shelf. And the price was right. And on top of that, a 10% military discount. So I couldn't say no. And here we are. We're gonna install our new solid stance Lippert step stabilizers. So first things first, let's get into the package here. See what there is to see. Before we get started, we'll just clean off the part of the bottom step where it's going to mount. Place the steps in the stowed position or fold up the bottom step with a support in between the bottom step and the and the step above it. So I use 2 2x4s wrapped in carpeting. That gives me a little bit of a, support there. And then measure the width of the step and mark the center. The step is 24 3/4 across. So that'll be 12 3/8. I'll just use the instructions as a straight edge. There we go. And I just used like a bronze Sharpie marker to stand out on the black paint. Then measure the width of the solid stance step stabilizer and mark the center. Alrighty. Put that down there. Whoops, there we go. And that is 13 even. So that will be 6.5. Place the solid stance up against the front lip of the bottom step, making sure that the spring-loaded pins are facing towards the unit once the bottom step is in the deployed position. So it'll be something like that. Align the center of the solid stance with the center of the step. Looks good. Make sure the solid stance is against the front lip of the step. Yep, and a little facing the right direction. Clamp or hold the solid stance in the centered position on the step. Lift the drop legs up and place the fastener pins through the solid stance drop leg channel through the drop legs and out the front of the drop leg channel to hold the drop legs in place. Now, I assume it meant right there and then that to keep them out of the way. I'm just using the clamps to do that. In the base of the drop leg channel, mark the 4 pre-drilled hole locations, two pre-drilled holes on each end of the drop leg channels. All right, so let's try this. There's one. There's 2. Now we'll have to, there's 3. Put that back on, move that over, and there's 4. The solid stands can be removed and set aside. All right. At the 4 marked locations, drill a, it doesn't tell me how big, but it has to fit 10/24, so that should be about 3/16 of an inch or 7/32 of an inch hole through the step. I'm going to start with a smaller bit and just drill a little pilot hole and then go to the larger bit. Install the supplied number 10/24 by 3/4 inch machine screws through the pre-drilled holes located at the top of the step. Align the screws in the top of the drop leg channel. Place the solid stance against the bottom step. Secure with 4 provided 10/24 nylon lock nuts. Alright. Alright, let's see how this thing works. So because we're on gravel, I'm going to put down my 2x4s. Whoops. Come on, there we go. Alright. That's that. I like them already. Well, that was easy. Took about 30 minutes. I installed the LCI components, Lippert, solid stance step stabilizer on our 2022 Outdoors RV Creekside 21 RBS. As you can see, our rig came with the triple Alumatread hybrid aluminum steps from Lippert, so it was an easy fit. Required drilling 4 holes, no big deal there, and it came with all the hardware. The instructions were very good. They explained the process good, and there were pictures, and it just worked out. So 30 minutes later, we now have some nice solid aluminum steps. Regardless of where we're parked and how high the steps are off the ground. Thanks for watching.